you, I am completely recovered. Not only do I feel completely back to normal, but I finally got a negative for the virus yesterday, positive for the antibodies, and even better news, it turns out that I'm a universal donor, and I will be going tomorrow to donate my plasma.
You're due for some good news, clearly. So we're happy that you were getting this. So talk to us about now being on the front lines, this weapon. You yourself are going to turn into a weapon to battle coronavirus.
I like to think of it as a superhero. So I got this virus, and my body naturally created the antibodies to fight it off. Not everyone is that lucky. So now me and all of the other survivors, we have these internally built hazmat suits. And we can use that power, those superpowers, and donate our plasma and have that extracted and given to the sickest. Used in various viruses before, with H1N1, with SARS, MERS, and it's been a long time tested way of treating viruses like Covid19.
We've talked to people and doctors who are helping to run some of these trials and testing centers, the convalescent plasma treatments, which is what this is. Your antibodies are supercharged. Now, I wonder, how does that feel? I mean, do you feel you're walking back into society now with some kind of immunity shield?
There's a very, very strong suspicion of immunity. I did wait to release myself from quarantine until I did get that negative test, which is unfortunately not widely available. But I do want to remind people that people are showing up with it still in their systems after 14 days. So in terms of the CDC guidelines of releasing yourself from isolation after 72 hours, you might want to look at some of that data and hold yourself in there a little bit longer.
Oh, sure.
To be sure.
That's a totally different issue. I mean, the one thing is people need to be damn well sure that they're not shedding the virus anymore when they go back out into society. That's clear. It's another thing to use the antibodies that might be in your body to battle things going forward, and you want to raise awareness to this to other survivors like yourself.
Exactly. Within 2 weeks, I started an open Facebook group less than 2 weeks ago. We have about 23,000 members already, and are really the fastest, most robust grassroots solution-based movement in the country right now, trying to stem the tide of this pandemic. And we are serving as a matchmaker between people like me, survivors, and the medical community. They need our plasma, but they also need to use us for other studies to understand how long the virus is shed, the methods of transmission, etc. And we want to help that scientific community in any way we can. And right now we are flooding them with volunteers. And I hope that's a message of hope for those of you who are suffering at home through the miserable nastiness that is this virus. And if, assuming that you were one of the lucky ones like me, and the vast majority of you will be, you can join our ranks, and so many of the mysteries of this virus are in our bodies. Let's support the scientific community in every way we can to get to the bottom of this.
What's the most important lesson you learned during your quarantine that you can pass on to all of our friends who are now in the middle of it? What are your tips to get through this?
You have to keep hope. You have to see what's on the other side. Look, this is a tragic situation, and enough people have spoken about all of those parts of it, but this is a ray of hope. And to know, we all feel that it's all very out of control, and this is a way that you can give back. And that's a very motivating factor when you're home and you're sick and you're scared. And to know that in a couple of weeks, you can go out and save lives. Every plasma donation can save 3 to 4 lives. That is incredible.
What was the first thing you did when you got the negative test that you no longer had the virus?
I called the New York Blood Bank after jumping for joy and announcing it to my family. I called the New York Blood Bank and got the first possible appointment, and I'll be going in tomorrow to donate my plasma.
Good for you. Listen, thank you for spreading the message. This is such an important part. It's just one part, but it's an important part